To avoid police, the first motorcycle race was held secretly and disguised as a road trials event. The race began in Donegal Square, Belfast at 6 a.m. on July 19, 1904. The 200-mile race route went from Belfast to Derry, Londonderry and finished in Glengormley, County Antrim. Road conditions were poor on the route and many riders retired or crashed. The race ended at the Crown and Shamrock Glengormley, with the winner finishing 45 minutes ahead of the runner-up. On July 19, 1904, John Paul Burney was the winner of the first ever motorcycle race. John Paul Burney was involved in the motor trade in Dublin for many years. Arriving in Ireland in 1902, John Paul Burney worked as a Royal Enfield agent for John Alexander Belfast. As a former competitive cyclist, he cycled to his customers and opened up new rural markets. This belt-driven 3.5 horsepower Royal Enfield was the type of motorcycle John Paul Burney was selling. In 1907, while still working for Alexander's, J.P. Burney moved to Dublin as an Enfield and Belsize agent. By 1920, J.P. Burney had opened his own dealership on Great Brunswick Street, Dublin. The business was prosperous and sold Belsize cars, Dunlop tyres and Royal Enfield motorcycles. The Burney family were close friends with renowned race rider Stanley Woods. A new partnership between the Woods and Burney families began in 1946, and they opened new premises on Pearse Street, Dublin. From 1947 to 1957, the Burneys assembled Royal Enfields on Lombard Street East, Dublin. From 1920, John Paul Burney had been joined in the business by his sons John Gordon and George Desmond. Both John Gordon and George Desmond raced competitively. Until the mid-1950s, George Desmond Burney was active in competitive trials and veteran motorcycle runs. John Paul Burney's granddaughter Pat rode a Lambretta in the 1960s. All four Burney great-grandchildren are now bikers. Great-granddaughter Julie Horn is keeping the family traditions alive and, of course, rides a Royal Enfield. Following the 2004 centenary of J.P. Burney's race win, the 120th anniversary will be celebrated in July 2024.